In this lesson, you will learn to operate functions on the Tuning and Control Panel, or TCP. This lesson will describe the purpose of the TCP and locate the TCPs on the flight deck. It will also identify the TCP front panel controls and state the purpose of each control. You will operate the TCP controls to tune a VHF radio and make a cabin interphone call. You will operate the controls for the integrated surveillance system and enter a transponder code. The lesson will also describe the TCP controls for the alternate nav and menu pages. This module describes the purpose of the Tuning and Control Panel, or TCP, and locates the TCPs on the flight deck. It also identifies the TCP front panel controls and their function. This is the TCP. The TCP controls the communication radios and the cabin interphone system. It also controls surveillance functions such as ground proximity warning, weather radar, and transponder. The TCP also has alternate navigation and menu pages. There are three tuning and control panels. They are TCP left, TCP right, and TCP center. The three panels are on the aisle stand. This is the TCP front panel. Move the cursor over the highlighted areas to learn more. Select the green arrow to continue. You should now be able to describe the purpose of the TCP and locate the three TCPs on the flight deck. You should also be able to identify the TCP front panel controls and state the purpose of each control. In this module, you will learn about the TCP communication functions. You will operate the controls to tune a VHF radio. You will also operate the cabin interphone system to make a call. The TCP controls the VHF, HF, and SAT phone functions. Show the VHF page. Good. This is VHF radio page 1. The flight crew can add up to 3 more pages to store pre-selected frequencies. The left VHF radio is active. Make the center. Good. The center VHF radio is now active. Notice arrows show next to the center radio selection and the words active and standby show above the frequency data fields. The selected radio frequencies also show in large font. You need to call the tower for taxi clearance. Make the left VHF radio active. Good. The left VHF radio is active. Tower frequency is 121.750. Enter the tower frequency in the... Put this data into the scratchpad and push the correct line select key. Good. The left VHF radio is now tuned to the tower frequency. Use the audio control panel to turn on the left VHF receiver volume control and mic. The mic and volume control for the left VHF are now on. You can now talk and listen to the tower on the left VHF radio. The frequency and selected mic also show on the aux display on the PFD. This allows you to see the selected frequency and mic if the TCP shows a different page. The procedure to tune the HF radio and the VHF radio is the same. Show the HF radio page. This is the HF radio page 1. The flight crew can add up to 2 more pages to store pre-selected frequencies. Move the cursor over the highlighted areas to learn more. Select the green arrow to continue. The TCP also controls the satellite communications system. Show the sat phone page. This is the sat phone page 1. This page is for satellite phone communications. Move the cursor over the highlighted areas to learn more. Select the green arrow to continue. Show sat phone page 2. Push the next page or preview. This is sat phone page 2. Move the cursor over the highlighted areas to learn more. Select the green arrow to continue. The TCP also controls the cabin interphone system. Show the cabin interphone page. This is the cabin interphone page. You use this page to communicate with other areas of the cabin. Move the cursor over the highlighted areas to learn more. Select the green arrow to continue. You need to call someone at door 3 left. Use the cabin interphone to make a call to door 3 left. You need to use the directory to find doors. Continue. Select doors. Continue. You need to call door 3 left. Good. Door 3 left shows in the scratch pad. Make the call. The system makes the call. Notice the Make Call prompt changes to End Call. Use the audio control panel to turn on the receiver volume control and mic for cabin interphone. Continue. Good. You can now use the cabin interphone to talk to someone at door 3 left. The call is complete. End the call and turn off the mic and receiver volume control. Continue to use the ACP to end the call. Use the ACP to continue. Notice that door 3 left stays in the scratch pad until you clear it or enter a new station. You should now be able to operate the TCP communication functions. In this module, you will describe the controls for the integrated surveillance system and enter a transponder code. You will also describe the alternate navigation and menu pages. The TCP controls these surveillance functions: ground proximity warning, weather radar, and transponder. Show the ground proximity warning system page. This is the GPWS page. Move the cursor over the highlighted areas to learn more. Select the green arrow to continue. Show the weather radar page. This is the Captain Weather Radar page 1. Move the cursor over the highlighted areas to learn more. Select the green arrow to continue. Show Weather Radar page 2. This is Weather Radar page 2. Move the cursor over the highlighted areas to learn more. Select the green arrow to continue. This is the Center TCP Weather Radar page. You must first select Captain or First Officer to control the weather radar system from the Center TCP. Show the transponder page. This is the transponder page. This page controls some of the air traffic control ATC and traffic collision avoidance system TCAS functions. Move the cursor over the highlighted areas to learn more. Select the green arrow to continue. Enter the code 4335 on the transponder page. Put this data into the scratch pad and push the correct line select key. Good. Notice the transponder code also shows on the aux area of the primary flight display. Now show the alternate navigation page. Push the nav key. This is the alternate navigation page 1. Flight crew use the alternate navigation pages only if there is a total failure of the primary display system or the common data network. Show alternate navigation page 2. This is the alternate navigation radio page 2. Flight crew use this page to enter instrument landing data. Show the menu page. This is the menu page. This page shows functions not often used by the flight crew. Move the cursor over the highlighted areas to learn more. Select the green arrow to continue. You should now be able to describe the TCP controls for the integrated surveillance system, the alternate navigation pages, and the menu page. You should also be able to enter a transponder code. Operate selected functions on the TCP. You can describe the purpose of the TCP and locate the TCPs on the flight deck. You can also identify the TCP front panel controls and state the purpose of each control. You should be able to describe the controls for the communication radios and cabin interphone system. Tune a VHF radio and make a cabin interphone call. You should be able to describe the controls for the integrated surveillance system, the alternate navigation and menu pages. You should also be able to enter a transponder code.